guys, it's Sarah, and I'm here to tell you the latest news that's been happening in the past 24 hours. Okay, so there was a recent article that came out. It was a Vanity Fair article, and it was headlined, "Watch Zayn Malik turn everyone on and break everyone's hearts with his new song." So basically the whole article was talking about Zayn's new song and what he's saying. I think it was called It's You, and a video came along with it. I saw it and it was beautiful. But not only that, what was very interesting about this whole article is that they slipped in a little Sara Stylinson bit. Because as I said in my other video, is that they're now starting to slip Louis and Harry's names into articles, which I said was seeding. So the guy that wrote this article, his name is Richard Larson, and towards the end of the article, he starts to talk about Larry. It says, "First, Zayn releases a huge #1 single that becomes the first sex anthem of 2016, and now this. What are the other boys going to do? Well, obviously, Harry Styles and Louis Tomlinson are meeting with caterers and picking flower arrangements and deciding how long the cocktail hour should be after the service. But once they're done with all that and are back from Tahiti, they'll have to do something big. Maybe go on a world tour performing the last 5 years together." You know what? I hope they invite this guy, Richard Larson, to their wedding. Like, there's a lot of great journalists out there. So we have Alan E. Wart, we have Richard Larson, we have Sugarscape, well, when they're not two-faced bitches. So it really depends on the day whether we get a really good article about One Direction or Larry. But I hope we get more of these articles because I think that it is seeding to something. Because it was actually really random. Like, during the whole article, they were talking about Zayn and his performance, and then they just switch over to talking about Louis and Harry. Like, was there a purpose? And if you guys have been on Twitter recently, okay, this isn't really One Direction related, it's more about Kesha. It says, "Today was the biggest day in Kesha's career. It decided whether she could cut her contract with Sony and producer Dr. Luke, who sexually and mentally abused her. Kesha has been unable to make new music for over 2 years due to the injunction unless she agrees to work with her rapist. Today, February 19th, 2016, Kesha's plea for freedom was rejected by the judge, who said there is not enough evidence for the case. This now means Kesha has no choice but to work with her abuser's label, Sony, as they are refusing to let her leave. All that's left to do now is spread awareness of this disgusting case through the power of the internet." So yeah, when I heard about this, one, I was really sad for Kesha. I mean, now I know why she hasn't really been in the media making music lately. Like, I haven't heard about Kesha in so long. Like, I feel so bad for her, but I just feel disgusted with Sony at the same time. And the reason why I say that this is related to One Direction is because isn't One Direction a part of Sony? Like, if I was a part of Sony Music, I seriously think that I would probably not be with them anymore. So correct me if I'm wrong, but if One Direction are a part of Sony, is Modest Management a part of that too? So if One Direction leaves Sony because of this, and that's if they do, that means that they'd be leaving Modest as well. I'm just trying to think of all these other people a part of the Sony contract. But that's just so disgusting. They were like, "Oh, there's not enough evidence." You know, I don't really know how to feel about it. I can't even express an opinion for it. If you want to know more, just go on Twitter and search for a hashtag. But I just think that this should be more of a reason why One Direction should not be part of Sony. In Zayn Malik news, an article came out, and it was headlined, "British LGBT Awards criticized for including Zayn Malik and Zoella in shortlist." So if you all don't know Zoella, she is a British YouTuber vlogger. The article says, "The awards, which will take place in May in London, are designed to showcase individuals and organizations who have demonstrated an outstanding commitment to the LGBT community. The shortlist, which was announced on Wednesday, includes categories such as LGBT broadcaster or presenter, sports personality, music artist, LGBT celebrity, and celebrity straight ally, as well as a variety of corporate awards which are judged by industry experts. However, the shortlist has received criticism for its inclusion of many straight high-profile people like Malik, who alongside Sam Smith, Jess Glenn, Halsey, Frank Ocean, Years and Years, Adele, and Little Mix, has been nominated for Music Artist. In a description next to his name, organizers point to the fact that in a 2014 interview, when asked about sexuality, he said, "Just be yourself. If that's who you are, that's who you are, and don't be afraid to be the person you are." Organizers included a disclaimer on their website next to artists such as Adele, Malik, Little Mix, and Years, which said, "As a part of our ongoing commitment to diversity and inclusion, the British LGBT Awards accepted public nominations in this category, regardless of the nominee's sexuality, gender, ethnicity, disability, age, education, race, and religion. In the Straight Ally Award category, there has also been backlash for the inclusion of internet sensation Zoe Sugg, better known as Zoella, who apparently wrote in her book Girl Online she wanted to spread awareness of anxiety of gay teens struggling with how their parents dealt with their sexuality, and also because her best friend is Tyler Oakley, a gay vlogger. And then we got all these tweets saying, so Zoella is friends with a gay person and Zayn once made a nice comment to his fans. Zoella is nominated for an LGBT award because she's friends with a gay person, and Zayn is nominated for saying be yourself. Oh lord. So Zayn and Zoella were nominated over actual LGBT actors for an LGBT award for being decent human beings? That's so yikes. Question, why are Zayn and Zoe Sugg nominated to the LGBT awards? I'm genuinely asking because I can't see the reasoning behind it. Zoella got nominated for an LGBT award for being friends with Tyler Oakley, but Tyler himself didn't get nominated for one. Some voiced their criticism of the inclusion of non-LGBT people and a straight ally category in general. I can't believe the LGBT awards have a celebrity straight ally award. Why are straight people being rewarded to agreeing with LGBT rights? Hey, here's a real idea. How about we nominate more actual LGBT people for LGBT awards? Stop giving straight people LGBT awards. Being an ally doesn't make you a hero. It makes you a decent person. Why don't we give LGBT awards to, you know, LGBT as opposed to giving them to straight people who show an ounce of human decency? And it says the key people who made 2015 a landmark year for LGBT rights. And it shows Miley Cyrus, Cara Delevingne, Ellen Page, many more people. What I've gathered from this is that a lot of people are getting very mad that these LGBT awards are being given to people who are straight and not LGBT. And they're like, oh, why should they be given an award just because they have a gay friend or that they just support it? Because I agree with one of the tweets, like, wow, you would think if someone's a straight ally, they shouldn't be given an award. It should just be called human decency. Obviously, it's awesome to have straight allies because if you guys didn't know, allies is what pushes the community further. We wouldn't have been where we are today with the LGBT community if it wasn't for the straight allies. I mean, they don't deserve 100% of the credit, but they do deserve a majority of the credit. So my opinion is that if these people haven't done anything to advocate for the community, like Harry Styles, then why should they be given an LGBT award? Like, it should just be human decency to support human rights. I don't think someone like Zayn or Zoella deserves an actual physical award, but I think for people who have actually pushed the community forward and who actually have done good for the LGBT community, like being an activist, yes, maybe they do deserve an award. Like, think about things in terms of like gender and race and like all of these social justice reform movements. Like, yes, as a woman, I can call myself a feminist, but have I really done a lot to actually call myself a feminist? No. Like, I'm a feminist in a sense where I believe women and men deserve the same amount of rights, especially in the corporate world. But have I been an activist? Have I really done anything? In that regard, no, I can't call myself a feminist in a way where I have pushed the community forward. So basically, my opinion, there's a difference between supporting something and actually doing something about it. And I think that's where a lot of confusion lies for who should get an award and who shouldn't get an award. So tell me those thoughts down below. The RBB account has been quite active for the past couple days. They tweeted very, very soon, it will be worth it. Try to be a rainbow in someone's cloud, and the date March 17th, 2016. Now, I've been seeing this date all over the place. Like, I'm not really sure if something's supposed to happen on that day, but I've been seeing either March 17th, 2016 or March 25th, 2016. So what I've gathered is that something's supposed to be happening in March, other than Zayn's album coming out. And lastly, to the news that's been blowing up that you guys actually wanted me to talk about, it's Louis' recent Instagram photo. And yes, of course, it's in black and white. And yes, of course, it does look photoshopped. And yes, of course, Louis has his shirt off again. I got a tweet from some girl today on Twitter, and she was like, oh my gosh, because of you, Larrys, you obsessive freaks, you guys always have to pinpoint a reason why Louis and his baby could be photoshopped. Like, she was complaining to me, like she made it seem like it was all my fault for having an opinion. I'm not sure if you guys saw that tweet, but I was like, ha 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 ha. And she's like, oh, I'm glad you agree. I'm like, bitch, did I say I agree? I thought me laughing in your face would be an indication that I was laughing at you and not agreeing. Anyway, she's irrelevant. Anyway, us Larrys are like the FBI, and we have many legit reasons to actually believe and see with our eyeballs that this is actually photoshopped. So this person said, a single rule, the more white, the more it's been edited, and I can't see the dagger in the 78 tattoo. It's getting boring. So I don't know if you guys know about Photoshop or like saturation or coloring, but apparently I guess the more white a black and white photo looks, the more it's been edited. This person compared Louis' arm to the arm that was in the Instagram photo, and they said that in the Instagram photo, Louis is missing his dagger tattoo. So wow, Modest, if this is you doing this, you're really bad at Photoshop. Yeah, so apparently it's the dagger tattoo and the 78 tattoo that's missing. This person said this is pretty much the same angle that he's holding the baby. You can see the dagger tattoo. So here's Louis' arm that's basically in the same position that the arm is in the Instagram photo. And the fact that you can see the dagger tattoo in the actual Louis photo, but you can't see it in Louis' Instagram photo, that means it was photoshopped. And also guys, not even that. Let's look at this picture. Look at Louis' forearm. It looks so photoshopped. Like if you draw a line, you can see that the arm like concaves, like his arm shouldn't be bent like that. And also the baby's eye looks really weird. And also if you look at Louis' neck, it looks weird too, like it looks big, or it's not proportionate with his own head. So if you just look at Louis' neck and how his tattoos are missing and the baby's head, Louis' arm, if you just look at things like that, we're really not overanalyzing. We're just seeing that this photo does not make sense. It's not anatomically correct. Like, come on guys, this is actually science. And this person basically summed up all the shady stuff that's been happening for the past couple days. This person says, February 19th, Louis' pic of him holding Freddie. There are people watching. Brianna isn't holding the baby seat properly, holds it properly the next day. Danielle isn't verified, then she gets verified. The first baby picture was photoshopped, too dark and edited, same angle as another, etc. Very clear image that would be harder to Photoshop because how would they get another just like this? But does he really need to be shirtless again? Are they trying to prove it really is Louis by his tattoos? Just saying. That's what I wondered. How come Louis is shirtless again in this picture? Like, again, I was kidding last time I said this, but I'm like, oh, it looks like Louis breastfeeding. Why does Louis need his shirt off when always taking a picture of him and Freddie? You know why? Because they want to show that this is Louis by showing how he has tattoos. If they had a picture of Louis with his shirt on, there would be no way for us to tell if it was photoshopped or not, because how we're telling how it's photoshopped is we're going by tattoos. Well, not only that, but we're also going by like the shape of the arm and other things. So yeah, if the photo was real, Louis would probably just have his shirt on. We wouldn't have to check if the tattoos were real or not. But because it is photoshopped, they almost have to show the tattoos just so we'll think it's real. Like, oh guys, like the picture has to be real because those are Louis' tattoos. Haven't you ever seen Larry Manips? People will take bodies that aren't Louis and Harry's and they will put Louis and Harry's tattoos on the bodies. I don't know how to do it, but apparently it's simple. But just know that there is a reason why Louis always has his shirt off when it's a baby picture. They want to show the tattoos. But even when they do that, they still fuck it up because they forgot 2 of his tattoos. All right, if you guys have more opinions on this, anything I missed, leave it down below because I am sick of this bullshit. It's actually getting boring. And like always, I post a video whenever I want, so like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.